Leaks, rumors, injuries, and very angry directors. It has been quite the journey getting Indiana Jones 5 to the big screen. But now, with a very high level of accuracy, we can say that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is not going to be continuing in the franchise anytime soon. Strap in, join me and Michelle of Force of Light as we explore exactly why. Happy Tuesday, everybody! You may be asking yourself, why is it such a happy Tuesday? Well, it's because it's not Monday. I mean, seriously, come on, we just got through that thing. It's a better day today. So we're here to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. Helping us do that today is Force of Light. Welcome aboard, and I think this is your first time on the channel, is that right?
It is my first time on the channel, and your channel's killing it, so congratulations.
Well, I'm just trying to emulate what you're doing over there just a little bit, you and your sister doing such a phenomenal job over on your channel. Today we're going to be talking about Tomb Raider. Oh, no, not really. We're going to be talking about Indiana Jones, but it does seem like it's about Tomb Raider, but I'm not sure that's why people would click on that little thumbnail, so let's get into how this relates. The article is from Deadline. It's by Nelly Andreeva, and it's called Tomb Raider TV Film Universe with Phoebe Waller-Bridge and works at Amazon Studios. Here we go. Amazon Studios has tapped Phoebe Waller-Bridge to write a TV series as part of a potential Tomb Raider universe that would span television, film, and games. Seems like a lot, doesn't it?
It does.
Not just a TV show, not just a movie.
So does this say, is she going to star as Laura Croft?
I don't think so. We'll get into that in just a moment, but I don't think she's going to be the star of this. According to sources, the TV series is in the works from the prolific Waller-Bridge, prolific, I say, creator of Fleabag and Killing Eve and writer on No Time to Die and Solo, a Star Wars story, which, by the way, I'd probably take that out of my byline. And she also could be involved in the potential movie. Dimitri Johnson from DJ2, who had secured the rights to the IP, that means intellectual property for all of you outside the industry, is overseeing the development of the franchise and producing. The projects are part of a Tomb Raider multi-platform universe. It's almost like they're going to start their own little MCU. Maybe they're going to do like Nintendo. We know that Nintendo is working with their partners to develop a Nintendo cinematic universe. So who knows? Maybe Tomb Raider will do the same thing. It also includes games. Amazon Games and Crystal Dynamics announced a couple of weeks ago an agreement to develop a new Tomb Raider single-player game. All right, so Tomb Raider coming out. My question for my esteemed guest is, why would I say that this likely means Phoebe Waller-Bridge is not going to continue with the Indiana Jones franchise, because that is my thesis, after she's finished with this Indiana Jones 5 film? Why do you think?
Well, because it sounds like she's about to be very busy with Tomb Raider. If she's going to be writing it, and is she, like we said, is she going to be in it at all? But I mean,
a little bit of an ordeal, wouldn't you say? Driving an entire universe of different pieces of media, different domains of media.
Yeah, because if it's even involving video, I don't know if she'll get her hand in that as well, but it sounds like it's all kind of interconnected.
Yes, and for those who are not aware of the Tomb Raider franchise, it is essentially kind of a ripoff of Indiana Jones, right? Maybe the original game couldn't quite get the licensing, and so they went with a female version with all kinds of exaggerated pointy polygons, but they went with a female version of the Indiana Jones sort of idea, the genre of going down into the subterranean areas and exploring and finding artifacts and all that kind of thing. So if she's going into this, it's a little bit like if Tom Holland were going over to DC to play a character, right? He's already Spider-Man. So if she's supposed to take up the mantle of Indiana Jones, however that was supposed to work back, when we were hearing those rumors months ago, it seems like that's out of the picture.
Yes, that's just way too derivative.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. I don't see how it would be possible to do both of these. You'd be sort of competing with yourself.
Yes.
And that kind of lines up now with what we're hearing. Of course, not everybody thinks that every rumor they hear on the internet is true, and good for you. You shouldn't believe that. But we did have a number of amazing situations where Overlord DVD, also known as Doomcock, was relaying rumors that he was hearing about the Indiana Jones situation. And over, this was the strangest, most bizarre thing. Over and over, he would have somebody like James Mangold, the director for Indiana Jones 5, come out and make a statement against what Doomcock had said, which already that's quite unusual. But
Yeah.
then within like 24 or 48 hours, I don't know what he, I don't know how many lucky rabbit's feet they have in the center of the earth, but seriously, within 24 or 48 hours, something would happen. Some journalist would slip and immediately completely contradict what James Mangold or someone else attached with Indy 5 was trying to say.
Well,
Unbelievable.
you even had John Williams
Yes.
say something about the end, and then he was like, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about, or however he worded it.
Right. And so Doomcock had then said that he was hearing that Phoebe Waller-Bridge, her part had been pared back some. It had been cut back a little bit for the movie. Not quite the same central focus, and perhaps not the character that they're going to use to launch the franchise without Harrison Ford. And given this out of Deadline, I have to say that seems like it's perfectly true. It seems to me that she is one and done.
Absolutely. Because you just it would be if she took on the mantle of Indy. That's just so similar to, and maybe, well, there is this, I guess. What if she does do that and then is just secretly or just behind the camera for Lara Croft? So there is that caveat. I mean, technically, I
Well, there is,
guess
but you'd still be competing against a franchise that's almost
you
exactly
would
the
be.
same.
You would be. And
Especially if the idea was for a female role or a female lead to take over the indie thing.
yes, and the main issue here being she just wouldn't have time. Like you have to have like a priority here, because I can only imagine writing a show, working on a show is very time consuming. So you don't have time to take over the Indiana Jones franchise and write a movie.
Yeah,
I
ask
mean,
Kevin Feige. I mean, that guy, he still hasn't gotten to the Star Wars movie he's supposed to make, right? He's too
yes.
busy with what is that little thing he runs? The MC, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I don't see how she would be able to have the time bandwidth to participate in both franchises at the same time. Now, the next question then must be, what do you think is going to happen with the Indiana Jones franchise? Harrison Ford has said that when he's gone, and we hope that's a very long time from now, but he said that once he's gone, once he's done with the franchise, that's it. There's no more Indy, that you don't have Indiana Jones if you don't have Harrison Ford. So what could Disney possibly do with this giant franchise now that we can also rule out probably a female lead taking over the mantle?
I mean, the wise thing would be to let it lie. Just let it be. But I mean, I would have argued that was the wise thing after the
Seems to be
third
the
movie.
strategy with the Star Wars movies. Just let it lie.
Just let it lie.
Don't
Just don't
bring
do
it back.
anything and see if anyone notices.
Oh, we're still making it. I swear we are. We're still going to make one
In the future, the never announced future. Yeah, I just don't see how you really have an Indiana Jones franchise at this point. I mean, especially because, okay, it would have been different even had they just started somehow deep faking his face and made something.
Well, that's what they're going to do with him even in it, you know?
Yeah, it is mostly him deep fake, but he's still like an older Indiana Jones, mostly. I mean, well, I guess
There's
they
going to
go
be
back
some
when he's
younger. I mean, yeah, we don't want to talk about how that happens, but let's just say there's going to be some younger Indy hanging around there.
Yes. So they could, I mean, they still technically could do that, but I mean,
They're going to wheel Harrison Ford when he's 95.
that would just be so greedy looking of Disney. Like some things you can't have, even this Tomb Raider thing, it sounds funny to me. Some things just weren't meant to be like a cinematic world or to keep going and going and going. Like they have finality to them, and
as long as it makes money, they see no finality to that. They love that money, and you can't blame them. You just wish they were better at acquiring it lately.
Yeah, I just don't really see. I mean, I don't see that making them a lot of money in the future, because I think that the true indie fans will be over. Like they'll be done with it
if they're not already.
Yes, absolutely. If the fourth one didn't already do it in before this one even comes out.
Swinging from those CGI vines was unpleasant, let me tell you. So, in your opinion, then this is it. When we do the Indy 5, that's it. It's over. Indiana Jones. I mean, there is a game coming out after that, but
Okay,
for all
that
intents
could be
and
cool.
purposes, right? For all intents and purposes, you think that's the end,
Yes, unless they wanted to go back, was it there was the Young Indiana Jones, that TV
right?
show. Like,
The
do they wanna do
Chronicles.
something like that? Maybe. But outside of doing something like that,
I think they're scared to death to do that after Solo, a Star Wars movie, because they pinned that on that you can't recast an actor with a younger actor, even if you go back in time in the chronology of the story. So I think they're scared to death of it.
yeah, so, I mean, to me, the wise play is to not do anything, but we both know that they don't always do the wise thing.
That's right, and eventually, we'll all be going to the movies to watch Hepburn and Jimmy Stewart and all those old
Marilyn Monroe.
celebrities brought back via CGI. It'll all be just completely made in a digital realm. So I'm sure at some point, 30 to 40 years from now, we'll go back and watch the next Indiana Jones featuring the avatar of Harrison Ford. It's a fantastic digital avatar. Great acting. Great acting. You'll love the algorithms.
It wouldn't surprise me.
That's right. But until we have those algorithms, which I'm not sure would be a pleasant change, we'll look at those hilarious cheerleading photos. Let's hope that doesn't get us banned over here on the channel. Thanks, ads. Daily Mail, what are you doing? Come on, step up your ad game. Come on, we want classy ads, Daily Mail. All right, so we've got this feel-good story, which if I can possibly manage to squeeze through these ads, I feel like this is a bad South Park episode, or maybe a great one, because I'm literally trying to peek between the ads to find the title. This is by Jarrett Thomas Sackman, because you can't have too many last names, and the title is "He's a Great Guy." Harrison Ford praises Indiana Jones co-star, and I'm going to mess this name up, K.Y. Kwan, as he reacts to his Academy Award nomination. From here on out, we'll just say Kwan so that Pro doesn't butcher that name any worse than it has to be, especially since I think Kwan is an awesome actor. But here's the story. We'll see if we can find it in the ads, and I love this picture. Harrison Ford praised Kwan this week when he reacted to his former Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom co-star receiving an Oscar nomination for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And by the way, if you've not seen his acceptance speech for that award, it's totally worth watching. The legendary
Okay.
actor, 80, that's Ford, not Kwan, lauded his former sidekick at the Los Angeles premiere of his first ever TV series called Shrinking. I'm so happy for him, Ford told ET, that's Entertainment Tonight, saluting the Hollywood comeback of 51-year-old Kwan. Look at that. Look how good he looks for 51. Can you believe that? And Harrison Ford said he's a great guy. But just look at that photo. Is that not pure joy?
It is, because I loved his character in the second one. It added a lot, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Well, he makes the second movie. I mean, without him,
Yes.
it's way too dark.
Yes. The scene, I mean, it's just so sweet when he wakes him up out of the trance. "I love you, Indy."
Oh, yeah. And a lot of people don't like Temple of Doom, but I
I
like that
love it.
movie. I have no problem with that movie. I'm fine with a little bit of a darker indie film. Was it George Lucas or yeah, it had to be George Lucas when he was writing the script for that. He was going through a rough patch, and so I think he's been reticent about praising the film because he feels like it sort of jaded the process of making the movie because he was in a less than happy place in life at that time. But
Mm.
I love Temple of Doom. I think it's great. The monkey brains, everything.
Well, and what's funny is, to me, it's the funniest of the 3. Even though it is darker,
Oh, yeah.
it's so funny.
It's good macabre humor.
It
Oh,
is.
well, let me ask you this. What's your favorite indie film? And if you take the fourth one out, okay? No, we're not gonna do that. No, 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 audience. No, we promise. We're not that kind of a place here, okay? So of the 3 real indie movies, which one's your favorite?
Do you know, for me, it is between Temple of Doom and Last Crusade. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know people love Raiders of the Lost Ark is awesome, but I love the last 2 so much because Temple of Doom was such a see, Ryan Johnson should have learned from that. It was refreshingly different in a
Yeah,
middle,
it's
like
definitely
a middle.
subverted, didn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, but it was so humorous and just like a fun ride. I mean, that movie is to me. I love that movie from
you're
start to
right.
finish. It's
You're
not
right.
boring for 1 second.
No,
Um,
for
a and
Go
then
ahead.
the 3rd one is just so fantastic with Sean Connery, and then
Yeah.
has such a perfect ending, in my opinion, and it should have been the ending.
Well, so I'm with you on that. I think the Last Crusade is the best of the 3. I think Raiders is a fantastic movie. Clearly, I mean, it deserves its place in
Mhm.
history. But Sean Connery as Indy's dad is just out of this world. Great
Yes.
casting, great delivery, perfect execution on all of it. So I love it. And sometimes you can get into a situation with YouTube and with the media where everything's got to be negative. And so I wanted to end this, looking at this happy picture, two guys, pure joy, reunited, and I wanted to end it this way because even though we report on stuff that is it's filled with conflict, right? That's what makes news is conflict. Even though we report on that kind of stuff, I know you have to on your channel, I do as well. That doesn't mean that we lose sight of the fact that all of these people are real people, right? I want
Yeah.
Harrison Ford to go out with his final indie film in the most spectacular fashion ever. I want to celebrate when people have major comebacks, like the actor who played Short Round, this huge comeback, and we want to celebrate all of that sort of thing. We do have to report the other stuff, but we never lose sight that the reason we engage with this kind of material, the reason we care about Disney, the reason we care about Harry Potter, the reason we care about Indiana Jones or DC or Marvel or whatever, is because we we realize that it has merit. It's important, and we care deeply about it, and we want to see these things succeed, even when we report on conflicting stuff, and even when it fails to rise to the standards we know it could. So, final thoughts. Tell us what you think about Indy. Where's this thing going to go? Are we getting a good film to end it on?
I mean, it's like you said, I hope it is. Like, I hope I go in and it's, like, so much better than the 4th one was, and truly a return to form for Indy, and they somehow do the unthinkable and make an excellent movie. I just at this point, I feel like we've all been burned so many times. I will definitely go in with caution, but I'm definitely one that I don't go in predetermined. Like, I will go in, and if I enjoy the
Open-minded.
movie, I'll tell you I enjoyed the movie. So, hopefully it's good. We'll
Hopefully it
see.
is, because it does look like this is going to be it. This is going to be the last hurrah. So lots of
Yes.
fun there. But
Yes.
tell us, where can we find you, and how can we follow you on this great, big, beautiful web out there?
Yes, well, you can find me. I am one half of Force of Light Entertainment. My sister's my co-host. You can find us at Force of Light Entertainment on YouTube, also Force of Light Entertainment on Twitter and Instagram. So check us out at those places.
Well, I'm definitely going to be going over there as soon as possible, and I hope everybody goes over and subscribes, but not before you go down below this little video and click like, share, subscribe, and that notification bell? Click it and stick it to the algorithms. It's a lot of fun. We hope you enjoyed the video. We hope that Indy 5 will be good, despite all indicators that say, eh. But you know what? Hope springs eternal, so we'll hang in there with Indy, if not just for the fact that we wish Harrison Ford and John Williams will have one heck of a last hurrah. Thank you for joining us today, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun.